Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your monthly reading for November 2025. This is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right in. If you are new to my channel, I'm going to give you your astrological overview. Then I'm going to do your full spread. Then we're going to break it down week by week. We're going to pull more cards. We'll talk about some aspects. And then the second spread. Gemini, I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready for November. It is going to be a life-changing month for you. A really big one, okay? And here's the other thing. If you did see my November astrology overview live stream, which I'll leave at the end of this video, you're welcome. You will know that November is bananas. It is bananas. You see here, it's all transits and retrogrades. Yeah? There's more in the back. Oh, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But this is going to be a life-changing month for you because it's going to be, you're going to get some relief. You're going to get some relief and it's going to feel really good. But here's the thing. Remember, everything from October rolling over into November. So two things that are happening. A, your radical transformation, yeah, that's still happening throughout November. You're going to be feeling it. And in fact, you were feeling it since summer, since the Prism portal started. If you don't know what that is, I'll leave that video at the end of this video, what you can expect for the next 2 years of your life. Actually, the next 7 years, to be honest, with the Prism portal, this rare grand trine that nobody on Earth has ever experienced. So there you go. I'll leave that in the video for you, Gemini, so you have an idea. But you also went through many changes in September with eclipse season. That was huge. Yeah, you saw a lot of surprises, and you had some twists that were super fun, weren't they? And then last month, okay, the intensely passionate energy that you were experiencing, and you were experiencing a lot. You were busy. You were busy, okay? And in terms of your transformation that's still going on, all that Scorpio energy, yeah, this month it's going to be deeper. It's going to be more intense. You're going to feel a lot more passion, but you're going to hit this slow burn. That's what November is going to be like. And it's going to be good. It's good for you. It's good for you. And that's because of the retrogrades. There are 5 retrogrades. And those planets, and by the way, like I said, it's good for you. And I'll talk about it. But there's something else that's happening that really contributes to it. And you're going to love it. All right? So November is a little complex, and that's why for this forecast we're just going to focus on the retrogrades, the lunations, the major lunations, and the transits, because what they are, they're like chapters of your life story. You are going to have so much change this month, and like I said, there is complexity to it. There's nearly 40 aspects, and we'll talk about some. You see one. I put one up here for you. Well, that's amazing. But that's what I'm saying. Your life is going to change. You're going to see it change significantly, Gemini, and in ways that you never have before. And of course, we're going to break it down in your weekly forecast. But like I said, slow burn. Why? It's the retrogrades. Now, it's a familiar one, though, this slow burn, because a lot of the planets are going to be where they were the beginning of the week. Right? Beginning of the year, 2025. And so it's a little deja vu-y is what you're going to feel in November, because out of sheer coincidence, a lot of the aspects are going to be repeats of the beginning of the year too. So it's going to be a little deja vu-y. You got that? You see where I went? Anyway, you've been going through this vortex of this wild energy, even the past month, all this Scorpio energy in your 6th house of everyday activities. You were busy. You had a lot going on. There was a lot of intensity. There was a lot of secrets. There was a lot of revelations. There was a lot of unexpected things that have happened as well. You were changing. And so now, like I said, the retrogrades are going to be really good for you, because what is that? That's you going within, having all this internal change to match what's happening in your external world. And it's a lot of refining things, reflection, introspection. And like I said, a lot of the energies from October are going to be rolling over, especially Jupiter trine Saturn, which will perfect in November. You're going to love that. That is almost like the biggest thing that's happening for Geminis. And you're never going to have this again. The way that it's set up, you're never going to have this again. So look forward to it. I mean, just the fact that Jupiter trine Saturn alone brings growth and stability to your long-term goals. The fact that you have Jupiter and Cancer in your second house of income and salary and finances and money, Jupiter growth, right? You've got not only Saturn and Pisces, you have Neptune there, you have the North Node there in your 10th house of fame and your reputation and your career. This is a big deal. So November is going to be life-changing for you, all right? Really big. And it's 2025 too, though, right? 2025. So expect, the occasional urgent decision, dramatic pivots, the unexpected new circumstances, and your radical revolution. Okay. Now, Tuesday, November 7th, this is a big deal. Mars moving into Sagittarius. Wow. Mars, the planet of action and drive and ambition, leaving its intense domicile of Scorpio, now in fiery Sagittarius. As you know, being an air sign, this is a great blend. Mars in Sagittarius. That's your 7th house. Gemini, you are about to have so much action in love and marriage and partnerships, relationships, contracts, even some legal matters here. But you've got this for 2 months. Wow. You haven't had this in 2 years. Now, Sagittarius in general is very spirited, is very seeking adventure. You're possibly going to do a lot of learning. There could be some new business partnerships. There could be new relationships forming. Whatever it is, it's exciting. Mars is bringing that excitement, but Sagittarius energy is all about seeing the big picture. It's all about broadening and expanding your horizons. And I love that it's happening at the beginning of the month because it sets your determination for the month. And again, you have this for 2 months. So, see, you are going to have so much emphasis on partnerships and relationships because not only do you have that, we still have all this Scorpio energy. And Scorpio rules the 8th house. Scorpio is all about building relationships and building wealth. And you're going to have a lot of money stuff happen this month. Okay. Now, the other thing is, and Mars is very happy-go-lucky in Sagittarius. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. Now, but the thing is that it is happening at the same time as Mars is going to be opposite Uranus in your sign. So we'll talk about it. Now, here's the thing in your weekly forecast next week. Wednesday, November 5th, full moon in Taurus. Okay, so there you go. This is big. It's at 8:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, my time, Eastern Standard Time. Convert that to wherever you live in the world. It's at 13 degrees. This one is strong. Not only because the moon happens to be exalted in Taurus, but it's bookended by one of the most challenging aspects of the month, which is what I just said, the Mars-Uranus opposition. Who feels that the most? You. Uranus is in your sign. You. Okay? And Sagittarius. So there's got to be something here revealed about relationships and partnerships in a month of revelations and truths coming to the surface, just letting you know. And maybe some contracts as well and legal matters too. Now, the other thing is that it is bookended by one of the best aspects of the month too. So it is a very interesting full moon. Taurus rules your 12th house, which makes it a lot more interesting because full moon, right? Things are illuminated. Things come to culmination, especially from anything that was activated around the end of April, the corresponding new moon in Taurus. But Taurus rules your 12th house. That makes it so nebulous. It makes it so 12th house is everything beyond the physical plane. Yeah. So it is intuition, it's spirituality. The 12th house really is like rest and retreat. But when I say things are coming to the surface, we're still in Scorpio season. We have a stellium in Scorpio, many planets in Scorpio, all about truths coming to the surface. Uranus is in your sign, trine Pluto in Aquarius, okay? Pluto is Scorpio's ruler. Therefore, Pluto excavates, brings truths to the surface. And then you've got the full moon, which illuminates, which brings matters to light, things to the surface. And then lastly, you have it in your 12th house. Taurus rules your 12th house. The 12th house is hidden matters. So there's going to be some eye-opening things and wake-up calls for this full moon for you. All right. This full moon with Uranus in the mix and your sign, yeah, it's going to bring a little bit of restlessness. You're going to feel a little bit of restlessness here because what's happening is you have Mars saying, go, 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 go. You got all these retrogrades, right? That's just like, go within. You got this full moon saying the same thing too, but then you've got Uranus in your sign. Yeah. And retrograde is like something inside you needs to change. Something inside you wants that freedom. Something inside you saying, no, 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 no. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm a Gemini. I'm going to do my own thing. And so there could be some rumbles around this time. And it might be you. Okay. But good ones. Remember, Uranus is all about breakthroughs. Use it, okay? It is an opposition, but you can use these aspects. So Taurus in general is all about stability. It's an earth sign. It's finances. It's your values. It's material possessions, your material foundation. So there may be some surprises. Like the time Patricia Arquette turned down A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. Who does that? Anyway, stranger things have happened. Here's the thing. This is a full moon that almost feels like a portal. Again, you see what's happening. You're going to be very excited about this. Very excited. So this full moon, just expect change. Enormous change. But the fact that it's happening in your 12th house, very interesting. Because what's happening here, the 12th house is also the subconscious. There's going to be things coming to the surface, the subconscious. What is that? It's where we store our memories. Right? What are retrogrades? We're going within, but has to do a lot with the past, right? Also, you see, your ruling planet going retrograde. So you're going to reflect on a lot from the past beyond the beginning of this year. All right. Now, the other thing is that, the great aspect that's happening is Mars sextile Pluto. Oh my gosh. What? Yeah. That's rare. It only happens like once a year, but it's the two most powerful planets. So it's like they are breaking down anything that gets in your way. Like it's pretty enormously special. A lot of power here. It's all about your transformation. Remember that. And Mars is in Sagittarius now, so something with contracts that you want, relationships, or something really powerful, empowering. Now, Venus is going to move into Scorpio, as you can see on November 6th. Wow. Venus is leaving her sweet, beautiful castle in Libra, her domicile as well, and moving into the intense, deep emotional waters of Scorpio pretty much all month. So she's going to be joining Mercury and the Sun. You have a stellium of inner planets. You feel this a lot. Venus in Scorpio is like Sandy in Greece, okay? Not Sandra D, Sandy at the end, okay, and all that leather. So that's Venus in Scorpio. Intensity, driving that intensity in love, relationships, partnerships, money, creativity, creative projects as well. But remember, Scorpio rules her 6th house, so everyday routines. There's something here that there is this intensity that's bringing to not only your everyday routines, but work, colleagues, employees. There may be something here with health matters. That's the 6th house as well. Please do. I mean, like, you could have been going through some really big moments is all I'm saying in October, but you have Venus here that kind of softens things. But what did I say last month? All this Scorpio energy. What are you willing to endure for what you desire? Venus is the planet of desire. So this could not be like closer to home. So with that said, this is still a lot of that detective energy. Okay. Secrets emerging. And you've got Venus here. So it could have to do a lot with your passions, with love, relationships, lovers, etc. Maybe you're admitting something, maybe you're saying something, maybe you really want something, or maybe you reveal your deep passion for, Cocoa Puffs. Whatever it is, there's something, whatever brings you pleasure, there's going to be a big emphasis on it in terms of, I want it, I'm going to have it, okay? And again, work is a big theme for you. Now, what else is happening for you? Just a lot of relationship stuff and intimacy and partnerships, okay? And your transformation. Uranus, the next day you see Uranus is moving back into Taurus. It's like moments like these that I wish that I had a blowhorn. So remember last month, Saturn and Neptune moved back into Pisces. They've been together in Pisces since March 2023. And so Uranus is doing the same thing. Uranus has been in Taurus since May 2018. It's interesting for you because, again, 12th house. 12th house matters. You had a lot of moments with there could have been like healing. You could have these breakthroughs and healing, self-healing. There could have been some moments with spiritual enlightenment for you. If you found that you were, I don't know, like self-sabotage, you were fixing those moments. You're having those breakthroughs from those moments. That's something that's very 12th house related. 12th house is, solitude as well. And so it was really just working. Honestly, at the end of the day, just spirituality is what you were working on since 2018. So there could have been some moments where you had that was like surprising that you adjusted to or adapted to. But here's the thing. This is going to be just like Neptune, the last of our lifetime. Uranus, remember, 84 years is the cycle. So Uranus in Taurus until April 2026. Out of your sign. Out of your sign. Hello? Hello? Do you have a shaker? I don't know. This is just a big deal because Uranus moved into Gemini since July 7th, and Uranus came in hard. And if you're a subscriber, yeah, I'll say it one more time. And yeah, I will do an entire video of every time that I have said I had Uranus on my ascendant at 0 degrees. Nobody really knows what that's like unless you've got it. I'm excited. Okay? I'm excited. I'll no longer have to do these midnight forecasts for you anymore. I'm excited. Yeah, Uranus shakes things up. Uranus is chaos. Uranus is upheaval. But also Uranus is breakthroughs. Okay? And so you had a lot of breakthroughs, Gemini. I'm a Gemini rising if you're new to my channel. So anyway, you had a lot of breakthroughs, a lot of mental breakthroughs as well. You were seeing things in new ways, and that's only going to be expanded with Mars and Sagittarius this month, okay? Now, what's happening here as well is that Uranus going back into Taurus, under the full moon, right? Under the window of the full moon in Taurus, it's really bringing spirituality to the focus. Your intuition is going to be really heightened. The full moon is intuition. This is going to be, it's just, you're connecting, all right? Especially with these retrogrades. We'll talk about it more in your weekly forecast, but just know that, like I said last week, with all these outer planets, when they move, you feel it. Uranus, you really, really feel, okay? And so there is a little bit of a rumble here, and it will have to do with what you value and your values and even resources and money matters and finances, which will be a big theme. But out of all the signs, you have the protection of Jupiter in Cancer in your second house. Now, you're going to do a lot of reevaluating as well with Uranus and Taurus. It's like it's good for you. You're going to love it. All right. And then when Uranus moves back into your sign in April 2026, that's when it's going to be there for 7 years. Anyway, really big changes. Uranus is not only breakthroughs, the rebel, right? Change. Just think change. Change is happening right off the bat. Sunday, November 9th, your ruling planet Mercury is going retrograde in Sagittarius. So as we know with Mercury retrogrades, we don't even have to talk about it. We know what happens, right? There's going to be miscommunication. There's going to be an email that didn't go through. Someone's text didn't come through. You didn't even get the invitation to the party. Things like that happen, right? So just be mindful of all of that. Mercury retrograde, tech glitches, back things up. I found out very recently, thank you, Uranus, which actually rules tech too. I found out very recently that Microsoft Word, which normally autosaves like any other app, sometimes it doesn't. I found out the hard way. So back things up, okay? Back the things up that you need. Gemini, there's a lot that's going to happen with this Mercury retrograde that's really strong, happening at the same time when 4 other planets are retrograde. And here's the thing, Mercury's retrograde in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is such a strange place for Mercury. Mercury's your ruler. Sagittarius is your opposite sign. Mercury is so far from home. And so what does this mean? You, Gemini, you rule the mind, right? That's Mercury, right? And Sagittarius is more about your belief system. It's all about your philosophies. So what does this mean? 2 things. A, you're going to spend the next month, well, I'd say the next week or so, but then also in November, thinking about the big picture for yourself when it comes to relationships and partnerships and what you want in that, especially contracts and love and marriage. But it can just be anything that has to do with that Sagittarius energy, which is all about expanding your horizons and travel. And Mercury is, rules travel. So you are definitely going to be traveling, but possibly to places that you went to in the past. Okay? Retrograde, right? So the other thing is, yeah, a lot of people from your past, former lovers, business partners, one-on-one relationships, they're going to be coming back to. Okay? Now, the other thing with Mercury retrograde for you, listen, it affects you the most. Do you know that? Do you know that? So Mercury's a ruler, right? So Mercury will impact you and Virgo out of all the signs the most. So when Mercury goes retrograde, you feel it. All right? If you're a Gemini rising and a Virgo moon, you really feel it. Anyway, just book all your travels now. All right? Because, yeah, it's Thanksgiving. A lot of you are going to be traveling. So book all your hotels. Choose your travel partner wisely because Mercury is retrograde in your 7th house of partnerships and relationships. Tuesday, November 11th, you got Jupiter going retrograde in Cancer until March 2026. That's great. That's fine. It feels so far away, but to be honest, A, I said time is speeding up, and B, what? It's November? How did that even happen? So it doesn't feel, it's going to be fine. Jupiter retrograde is fine. You barely feel it. And it's more about like that growth internally. Yeah, Jupiter's all about expansion and abundance, and you feel it within. It's a lot of self-nurturing. It's connecting with your intuition, your belief system as well. Jupiter being Sagittarius's ruler, self-belief, but a lot of emphasis on home and family and money and your values. Remember, Jupiter exalted in Cancer rules your 2nd house of finances. And Jupiter, you're still going to receive blessings and good fortune and luck. It's Jupiter, right? But at this point, you have Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, Mercury, and now Jupiter all retrograde from this point forward. It is a really good time, and you're going to find it. You're going to be doing it. You're going to be spending time meditating, downward dogging, all of that, focusing on your chakras, your chi, your prana, breath work. It's your time. Use it. Use it. Remember, these retrogrades are good for you at a time that Saturn, Neptune, and Uranus are doing their last minute reviews on you. Use this, please. Okay. Now, the other thing is you've got Sunday. Oh, yeah. Sunday, you've got the Sun trine Jupiter. Wow. So this is one of the luckiest days of the month, all right? And this is why I'm putting and I want you to circle this in your calendar. I want you to put a big red circle, okay? Use your lipstick. It doesn't matter. This is going to be a day, And actually the next 4 days. So circle Sunday, November 16th till about the 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd. Like it was happening. So you have Jupiter trine Saturn, and then Monday on the 17th, the day after, you have, Sun trine Jupiter, and then you have the Sun trine Saturn. So there you go. It's a package deal. You've got the Sun trine Jupiter, the Sun trine Saturn. Remember, Jupiter is also trine Saturn. So what do you have? Another grand water trine. This is enormously special. We talked about groundwater trines last week. If you need a refresher, it's in that video. This is one of the luckiest aspects, one of the luckiest moments for you because of Saturn. They're bringing in Saturn. And to be honest, Mercury will sextile Pluto too. This is please take advantage of this. This is going to be enormously special. Remember, you do have to take that action, but this is that grand water trine where it's bringing in your 6th house of work, your 10th house of career and fame, and your 2nd house of income, salary, finances, money, all that, your values. You're having big changes with career and work, and you're getting recognition. Okay. Really, really special. It's very radiant. It's a sun. It's a sun in these water trines, which is really, really great. And then remember, Mercury will sextile Pluto, which is absolutely amazing. Something here with partnerships, relationships, your belief system, and travel may be a big thing for you. But why will this day, Monday, November 17th, be really strong? Well, if you're a subscriber, you know the moon will be in Scorpio. So what does that even mean? The moon in Scorpio adds a lot of intensity. And you already have Venus here. You have the sun here. It adds like 10 times, especially with Venus here, 10 times the intensity. Remember, it's that energy of, I got to have it. I'm going to get it. What am I willing to endure for what I desire? Everything. That's this energy. So it's bonkers because you've got the grand water trine. Yeah. You've got Mercury sextile Pluto. You have a stellium in Scorpio. That's a party in the sky. Okay. Boogie nights. Just think your deep passions you're getting. It's these grand trines. You're getting them, especially with your everyday activities, like your lifestyle. Everything's changing. You're seeing that since the end of October to now. You're seeing big changes. And when Uranus moves into Taurus, it takes a little bit of emphasis on those surprising, chaotic moments that you've been experiencing since July. Now, Tuesday, November 18th, Mercury moves back into Scorpio. So Mercury is going retrograde so far back out of Sagittarius into Scorpio. What does that mean? A lot of themes from October will come back up. Okay, Mercury was in Scorpio pretty much all of October. But the other thing, now you have 4 planets in Scorpio. So extra intensity and an extra intense sign. And why is this day even extra intense? Well, the moon will conjunct Venus and Mercury will conjunct the sun. Look at what's happening here. Look at what we're building up to. So what does this mean? Well, this means that there is going to be, a very affectionate energy, first of all, really nice, but also that intensity, intense affection. But it's also truths coming to the surface, even clarity in terms of your everyday activities. There's something here that you needed to see, that you are going to see, but you're also going to want to take some passionate action with Mars and Sagittarius. Mars is really active. This is one of those things where, maybe you deleted Tinder. Yeah. But then an hour later, you install it again so you can write that person that didn't write you back a heated message. That's what's happening. That's passion. That's passion. But then you find out that that person didn't write you back because their power went out and they didn't have Wi-Fi because Mercury's retrograde. Things get complicated this month. That's what I'm saying. Just practice patience, work with your retrogrades. people from the past, they, circumstances from the past, they're going to be coming up, and there's going to be a lot of things that you are working on within that's going to be reflected outward. So make it count. The other thing is, remember, you're still going through this deep rebirth, right? And a lot of it will have to do with emotional truth telling, okay? Being honest with yourself as well, especially when it has to do with work, colleagues, people that you work with as well, all right? Are you at the right place? Do you want to work at where you're at? You've got this big window right now where you can say, no, actually, I have enough skills and experience to start my own company. You've got a lot going for you, Gemini. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Now, you see what's happening, what it's leading up to on November 19th or the 20th, depending on where you live. The new moon in Scorpio, 28 degrees, happening right around midnight, 2 a.m. actually, Eastern Standard Time. I hope you love new moons that come in hot, all right? This new moon, just like the full moon, will not be quiet. This is a big one. Not only do you have your ruling planet Mercury, not only conjunct the new moon, but Mercury and the new moon will be opposite Uranus. And keep in mind, Uranus is back in Taurus now, but Uranus is in Taurus at 29 degrees. That's still very strong. It's an anaretic degree. We'll talk about where your weekly forecast, but there's something really big here. This is a new job. This is a new career. This is a new path. It's your sixth house. Your everyday activities. Everything is about to shift. Your daily life is about to shift in a really big way. Everything from October was building up to this moment, to this new moon. That's a little mixed, sure, but Mercury will trine Neptune. You're going to love that. Just know it's a very emotionally charged, all gas, no brakes, okay, type of new moon. You basically have this grand water trine. Yeah, it's like a slip and slide of abundance, right? Especially for you. And meaning that this new moon is actually part of the grand water trine. And then you have Mercury perfecting with Neptune. That's in your 10th house of career. But then also opposite Uranus. But again, that's just so, it's your 12th. All right. So there could just be sudden insights that you have, intuitive pops, internal breakthroughs. Like, I want to make these changes. But here's the big thing. Are you ready for this? Gemini, Venus is in Scorpio, as you know. And so Venus will be at 15 degrees this day, the day of the new moon. And so why does this matter? Venus will actually be harmonizing with the nodes of fate. So it's a nodal axis. Venus will trine the North Node in Pisces, your 10th house of career and fame, sextile South Node in Virgo, your 4th house, the foundations of your life, home, family. So there's something fated here that's happening, truly fated with this new moon. I can't wait to talk more about it and your weekly forecast, but it just looks really good. Remember, Saturn's locked into that grand water trine, right? Saturn building that long-term energy for commitments for the long term. Anyway, in career and fame and your reputation, honors and achievements. On the 20th, by the way, that's the interesting thing. We have a Mercury Cazimi at the time of the new moon. Like, what? When's the last time you saw that? Anyway, the biggest thing here, though, and that's just like a refresh of the mind. Like, you see a little bit more of like, I needed to see this, or something does come to the surface, and you're like, okay, great, now everything makes sense. But the biggest thing, Uranus and Taurus sextile Neptune and Pisces. You can see it's a major highlight. It gets its own box in the hot pink. Uranus sextile Neptune. This is happening at 29 degrees, like I said, critical degree. It's very impactful. It's part of the prism portal, as you know. You felt it strongly in August. We had it in August, but it was in different signs. Uranus was in your sign. And it was a very different feel. But this one, it's perfecting at 29. Remember, as part of this prism portal, a lot of these aspects have peaks. This is the biggest peak of 2025 with this one, okay? And both planets are retrograde, so you're going to feel it more internally. Now, Uranus and Taurus, your 12th house. It's very spiritual for you. Neptune and Pisces, your 10th house, which is very spiritual for you. but a lot about you becoming this leader. It's all about leadership and your achievements and fame and career. There is some big changes happening for you. And we haven't had the magnitude of this, by the way. I spoke about this recently. We have not had this since the 1960s, the late 1960s. Uranus is revolution. Uranus is freedom. So when I say this is your personal radical revolution, you're having some big breakthrough here. Okay? You're definitely going to go through some really big change. These are two really big outer planets. So it's going to be months. You're going to feel this. B, it's generational. That's how, think about the late 60s. It was all visionary. It was all poetry and motion. It was that, being independent. Remember this big breakthrough that you're about to go through in a really big way, especially with career and your creativity, imagination, all of that. Compassion, hugely compassionate. It was compassionate time. Anyway, big changes are happening for you. Now, the other thing that, and definitely you're going to have some major epiphany. It's happening at the same time as a Mercury Cazimi, at the same time as the new moon, at the same time as a Venus nodal shift. All right. Now, Friday, November 21st, we move into Sagittarius season. So now at this point, it's all about the big picture for you with emphasis on partnerships, relationships, contracts, love, marriage. November 22nd, now you see Mercury, your ruler, is having a grand water trine with Saturn and Jupiter. Yeah. This is just so enormously special for you because there is something here where now it's like talking the talk, walking the walk, signing the contracts, right? Signing the agreements for something long lasting. And November 24th, November 26th is when you have Venus in a grand water trine. You see, you have grand water trine after grand water trine after grand water trine after grand water trine. That, again, it makes everything effortless. Trines are in your favor. They work in your favor. They are the nature of Jupiter. You have something really special when you have Venus in Scorpio in your sixth house. Sure, Venus is love, but Venus is also money. Connecting with Jupiter in your second house of money, this is a big deal. Now, Thursday, gobble, gobble, we got Thanksgiving, right? It's Saturn going direct. You're going to feel this. You're going to feel this. Saturn, remember, in your 10th house of career since March 2023, he's been giving you a lot of life lessons. He's been making you work for it, right? And now he's direct, and you're going to feel all of that energy of Saturn, and you're going to actually love it. You're going to enjoy it. So yeah, he may bring a little bit of that pressure, that heat, that authority that Saturn's known for, but at this point, you want it. And Saturn being in these grand water trines, bringing that stability for you already, this is go time. You're going to love this. And then the 29th, Mercury finally goes direct in Scorpio, by the way. And then you have got Venus moving into Sagittarius. So you got the planet of love and money moving into your 7th house of love and partnerships and contracts to make money. And also, remember, the sun is there and Mars is there. Let's get to it. Let me see. Let's see what's going on for you. Gemini, November 2025, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is going to be an unforgettable month. I will tell you right now, you will never see a month like this again. It's one of a kind. It's even just with the outer planets and their transits. Gemini, I love it. Y'all are amazing. Okay. Gemini, listen. Next year, I'll tell you next year. Anyway, I do a traditional Culticraft spread, offers the best overview, especially for a monthly forecast and monthly reading. If we need to pull clarifiers, you know that we will, because you know that I got you, Gemini, and I always do a little extra for my Geminis. I love my Geminis. Did I tell you? I told you my last week's reading. 2 of my best friends from like way back when I was 18. In Georgia, we're still really good friends. They're both Geminis. Anyway, let's get to it. Oh, wow. You're gonna have some change. You're gonna have some change. You made this very easy for me. Boom, Page of Pentacles. Right off the bat. Right off the bat, I love that. You got that full moon in Taurus. Again, that's very nice for you. It has to do with finances, money. There's something ending, culminating, but it's more about you and what you want, okay? And then you have, remember, you've got the Uranian energy. You've got Mars moving into Sagittarius, partnerships, contracts. There's something new that's coming into your life. There's something really special. You got emphasis on career and work. If you're not here for that, this is just whatever you want to build in your physical world. This is something that's new. It's a page, right? It could even be a message of something coming through that you've been seeking, but this has legs to it. There's something here that's it's going to grow. It's going to grow. It's double earth. Pages are earthbound, so are pentacles. So there's stability here, and it can be a new job, new career, maybe something that you're launching, something that you're building. Pentacles are a physical world, so remember that. It can be a relationship, it can be I don't know, like a house you're building or whatever it is, and you get everything that you need for it in some manner. But anyway, look at that. You got the Page of Pentacles with the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands, it's so crazy how it just sometimes, I've been doing this so long, it still sometimes blows my mind how it just mirrors everything that I just told you. So Three of Wands, great. This is amazing. This is all about expanding your horizons. He's going to go leave his village. He's ready. He's ready to leave his village. Go explore. Go see what's out there. You see, it's all sky here. What do we say? The sky's the limit. And he's gonna network. He's gonna go meet people. He's gonna go see things, right? Go see other cultures, whatever it is. But it's all in the name of self-discovery, expanding your horizons. Okay, this is the green light card. 3 is a vibration of the Empress, so there's a birth of new things. There's something new that you're moving into this month that's going to change your worldview, change your perspective on things. And a lot of it you can see right here. It's going to be happening. Now, you have the King of Pentacles in your challenge area. There's going to be money matters this month. And it looks like there may be someone that's, you're going to have, it may be in your way. Maybe in your way. All right? Someone who has a lot of power, a lot of wealth. This Uranian energy, remember, can be bringing surprises, right? And so 2 things here. King of Pentacles is the richest king, but he's also Taurus, right? So remember, Uranus is moving back into Taurus. So there may be something here where there's just someone, just a boss, a CEO, someone with a lot of wealth. Maybe they're the one who makes the decision, a new job that you're applying for, whatever it is. Remember, practice patience. You're going to be fine. It could also be you still have like family energy, FYI. That's going to be happening this month. It could be even like a father figure, even with Saturn going direct, but it feels more like a boss, something work related. Just your Geminis. I always say it, you can talk your way into anything, talk your way out of anything. Just work with this energy. The second thing is there's a little bit of you that's almost like there's something here that has to do with money, finances, and the sense of wealth in your world where you're going to have to think of something and pivot. And it just feels like more circumstantial that you're going to be in this brand new place. So there's a sense of not only manifesting this wealth, but seeing it, understanding, remember, more about like the long term, right? Especially when we go to January, actually even December. You're going to have a lot of focus there in terms of investments and wealth building. You're already doing that this month with all this Scorpio energy, but when you get to Capricorn season, you're going to be laser focused. Okay. So it's really just setting yourself up November for that moment. So really focusing on your finances and being that person where you're owning your wealth. Yeah. Like you see his hand is over the pentacle. Okay. Now, 9 of Pentacles. Amazing. So there you go. Money matters on your mind. Money on your mind. And there's more of a sense of like when I was talking about that freedom earlier. Yeah. You don't want to worry about money or stress about money. And again, if you're not here for money, just wealth. It comes in so many different forms. This is a lot of enlightenment. Okay. This is someone who's earned her spot. She worked hard to get here. So nothing was handed to her. She worked for it. And so there is a sense of, you see what's happening, a little bit of like freeing yourself from circumstances where it could have felt a little bit heavier in October, even September, some game-changing moments there. Now, you also have the 5 of Cups and the Ritter spread. It's uncanny at how, if you're a cross-watcher, it's come up a lot, the 5 of Cups. It's in the Ritter spread. It's just saying that there may be something here that, there's still some emotional healing that you might have to do, and a lot of it's going to have to do with the past. Again, with this type of month, a lot of things will be coming, okay, or resurfacing from the past. You see him looking back at the cups. The cups are spilled. He's looking at the past. He's got to pick up those cups. He's got 2 full cups. You can't even see him because he's so focused on the past and what's lost, right? When he's got so much to gain. All he's got to do is move forward. So there's something here you may be holding on to, and especially when Uranus moves back into Taurus, your 12th, right? Again, what is that up here? The subconscious as well. What is the subconscious? It's where we store our memories, right? So a lot of the past will be resurfacing, especially for you, Gemini, this month. So it's not a bad thing. You can use it to unroot things that have been holding you back. You've been telling yourself things like, oh, I don't deserve this, or I can't have this. No, you can. You create reality, right? Secondly, it is, nostalgia would be a form of the past, and that's proven to improve wellness, right? Self-improvement, all of that is part of the package this month with Jupiter retrograde and Cancer. So there's an element of that. If you are going to go visit the past and things are going to be focused on the past, focus on those nostalgifying moments. Because you got the 9 of Wands in your future. So there's got to be something here where it feels like you've got to let something go. Something's going to surface up, and a lot of it's going to be within you. Okay? There's got to be something within you that's almost like we have to have like a reckoning here and then just leave it in the past. So you can start your adventure. You can move into all this wealth. You can face any challenges. And then you have that 9 of Wands. The 9 of Wands is attributed to Moon in Sagittarius, by the way. And the fact that you've got all this, you're moving into all this Sagittarius energy, there can be something here with partnerships, marriage, even business partners, work, colleagues, employees, or your company, whatever it is. If you're not here for that, your passions. What have you worked really hard for that you're just, hey, you worked really, really, really hard. Yeah. Especially with all the Scorpio energy in your 6th house of your everyday activities. It brought intensity every day for you the past few weeks. Okay. There were maybe some events or circumstances that you're just like, this is just saying, hang in there. You got this. Okay. You're going to be fine. Just don't give up on your passions. You're going to be good. Let's get to your stuff. And I think I'm going to pull some clarifiers. I want to see something here. If you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Gemini, tell me what's going on. This is a big month, but I want to see something. It does look like a lot of y'all leaving jobs. There's also a lot of y'all, it just seems like there's something that you do want to leave, but there's a part of you that where it's like, you're so attached to it. It's like, And that even speaks to the fact that you do have Venus in Scorpio and, the Sun in Scorpio, like all this Scorpio energy. Remember, the expression can be like obsession and possession and just like, I don't want to let this go. Anyway, y'all are amazing. Let's see what we got. Yeah, there's a lot. You're going to have to let some things go. You're going to have to let some things go this month. Okay. It is clear as day There you go. You got the Six of Wands, which is really great. That's all about recognition. That's all about, this is rising above. It's eminence. It's victory. It's being triumphant. And there's that recognition that you're going to receive. But it takes inspired action to have those moments, right? And so that's a procession. This is saying there's many more moments to come, but get on that horse, right? Get on that horse. We've got to let that go. Now, Five of Swords. Yep. It does look like they're in your external factors area there. It looks like there may be some not seeing eye to eye with someone this month. You got a lot of Scorpio energy in your sixth house. It could be colleagues. It could be employees. That's really it. Okay. There does feel like a lot of work energy here. The other thing is we will have Mars bending the nodes too. That's going to be around, it's going to be a few days before Thanksgiving. There can be something there with family members where you're not seeing eye to eye. Okay. Now, the other thing is, and significant others. Now, Queen of Pentacles, perfect, amazing. Go for it. Listen, you have the Nine of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles. Go for it. There is a set, remember, self-belief, right? It's a big theme this month. The retrogrades are really going to help, but you're going to have to face some truths. You're going to have to be honest with yourself about some things. You can't just go with it and be like, okay, I'm done. Good. No, you got to really go deep. Okay. There's some things this is telling me there's still some healing that you're going to have to do this month. And with Uranus moving into Taurus, yeah, that's healing. That's your 12th. You're going to have to do some healing. Yeah, that's Seven of Wands in your final outcome. So it looks like there's something that you really, 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 really want. And you got. But it's a little bit like, do you feel like it's worth it? All of this is a journey, right? So it depends on like how you get there. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Seven of Wands is actually good. It's all about valor. It's all about standing your ground. He's successful. He's standing at the top of the hill. He's the one that's on top, right? But when you look at your entire spread here, there is something that it just feels like one of the things with Uranus and Taurus, just so you know, in the beginning of the month with the full moon in Taurus, with Taurus ruling your 12th house, the lower expression of the 12th house is not only self-sabotage, right? It's also hidden enemies. Remember, I said it's hidden matters. And that includes people that you thought were on your side or supported you, like they show their true selves, right? With secrets coming to the surface, people showing their true colors, true identities. So there may be something here that's speaking of that. This almost like this disappointment as you're ready to go. You feel this rush, let's do it. But there's people in the way. Let's do some clarifiers, okay? Yeah, you're gonna be fine. I just want you to be very mindful of this retrograde with Mercury. I'm sorry, Mercury retrograde. Okay, there can be some miscommunication here. Let's see the Five of Cups. Shall we? Let's see it. Oh, Five of Pentacles too. Wow. Yeah. You're big. Yeah. You gotta let something go. You're really, yeah, Two of Pentacles. Okay, yeah. There's a little bit of like, we got to let something go. And it's because you're being hard on yourself. And it's all about, to be honest, like your mindset. These two people are focusing on their plight. So there is that sense of like, what I said earlier, self-sabotage. Yeah. When I say they're focusing on their plight, they're literally outside that church, a sanctuary, yet they refuse to look up. They refuse to go in. So there's almost a sense of they're believing there's no hope. And then you have the Two of Pentacles. I clarified that where it's a little bit of imbalance here. So it really is, there's something you're attached to here that you're willing to hold on to for quite some time. But don't. You've got to let it go. That's what these retrogrades are for your growth, right? You even see the two pentacles here bound by the symbol of infinity. So there's something deep down inside that, and it could be because of, again, a circumstance that made you feel a certain way, but there's something a little bit more deeply rooted where it's like, let's let this go and just move into this brand new era of ours that's waiting for us. I wanted to see that Nine of Wands too. You go, girl. What? I don't know. Yeah. You got the Nine of Cups. So you're good. You're good. You're great. You're going to get what you want. I told you you're going to get what you want, but you got to hang in there. Don't let anyone get your goat. Don't let anyone take anything you worked hard for. Don't let anyone ever take your power away from you. This is amazing. The Knight of Cups is actually attributed to Jupiter and Pisces, and it is the wish come true card. And again, a lot of enlightenment here. This is a card of complete satisfaction. Again, like the look, you got these 3 nines here, right? 9 is fulfillment, and it's almost ending. It's almost ending, right? It's like we're in a 9 year. That's why 2026 is the year. I've talked about this. Look at your annual forecast, but 9 is the last of the single digits. It's preparing for 10. This brand new beginning. So there's almost a sense of like fulfillment that you're going to have, but it starts with you going to get it. Okay. And not let anyone taking anything from you, but it just, you've got to believe in yourself. Am I right? 5 of Swords. Yeah, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. It looks like there may be, with a Chariot here, the Chariot is all about just not looking back. Just, that's your willpower. That's just, boom, let's do it, right? A lot of power. Just going straight for your dreams and your destiny, all of that. So you drop those swords, look how free you are. And then, boom, you're moving forward. I'm going to see that 7 of Wands. You know how good you are, right? You're really, really, really good. But there's something here where it just really starts with you, okay? It starts with you. Let the things go, and you will know what they are. When Uranus starts moving, and it'll even start with a full moon, okay? It'll start with a full moon. That's in your 12th house. You will know right off the bat what it is that you needed to let go, all right? And then that Ace of Pentacles, something new coming through. And again, it just, look at all these pentacles, by the way. You have the 9 of Cups. You have the Ace of Pentacles is brand new journey. Even with that Page of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles is the Hand of Spirit offering you the biggest pentacle in the deck. That's a lot of wealth, a lot of money. So it looks really good with that Ace of Pentacles. And there's this new pathway. This is still standing your ground, but it just feels like, again, there may be a little... It could even be spirited, but it does feel like there may be a little conflict here. All right. As in, you are working really hard. There's something where you may have to work really. It's like you're working a little bit harder, but a lot of it is because there's something about you deep down inside where it's this refusal to let go of something that you really need to let go of. And it can be anything from your belief system, how you see something in your physical world. Every Gemini is different. But once you let that go, because he can be a little bit defensive, okay? That 7 of Wands. Look what happens here. Chariot, like everything. You're good. Anyway, oh my gosh, Gemini, okay, let's break it down week by week. The first week, a lot of things are going to come to the surface. To be honest, that full moon, we're already still in Scorpio season. You got Mars moving into Sagittarius, so a lot of energy with partnerships and contracts. Venus in Scorpio, Uranus leaving your sign, moving back into Taurus. Let's see what's going on for you, okay? The first week of November. You got your own card. The Knight of Swords. There you go. There you go. There's your Mars and Sagittarius, by the way. There's your, like, gonna get it on top of the Scorpio stellium. But this is someone who's fearless. This is someone who's going into the storm. This is you. This is just your mind processing a lot, but you having a lot of conversations. This is everything, right? Communication. It's the swords. But this is just chasing your dreams. A lot that's happening up here. And saying nothing's going to stop me. Feeling very driven. Mars and Sagittarius are really going to feel. Now, the second week, and yes, this is a lot of just moving forward with what happened here too. So there is this enthusiasm, as you can see. Now, Sunday, November 9th. You got the second week, Mercury going retrograde, Jupiter going retrograde. You've got the Sun trine, Jupiter trine Saturn. You have the Grand Water trine. There's a lot. That's a lot. Just right there. Let's look at the second week. For you, you're good. You got the 4 wands. You got a lot to celebrate. This is a card of milestones. So, congratulations, a lot of y'all with Mars and Sagittarius. Let me see something here. Well, a lot of you are getting new jobs. It's clear as day, right? Once you move forward, look at that. You go straight from the 3 wands, 4 wands. Look at that, all that potential, like this. I did it, right? Getting married, right? With that 7th house, Mars in your 7th, but it's the wands, your passions, anything you want. But what did I talk about? That freedom. That's the big thing here. There's something that you want that you're going to get. And this is really exciting because this is very passions related. It's work related. It's you starting your own business. It's you getting a new job. It's you getting a promotion. Is there something here with partners as well? You see the couple here. So absolutely love this for you. This is really exciting. You honestly, to be honest, your biggest message is just don't get in your own way. That really is it. Look at everything that is waiting for you. Now, let's look at the third week. Mercury moves back into Scorpio. You got the new moon in Scorpio. You have the Mercury Cazimi, Uranus, and Taurus, exile Neptune, and Pisces. Oh, there's just too much. Oh, and then we move into Sagittarius season. Let's see what's going on for you. Oh, my gosh. And then you got Mercury in the Grand Water trine with Saturn and Jupiter. And just, that's Mercury trine Saturn. That's Mercury trine Jupiter. That's Jupiter trine Saturn. That's insane. It's so big. Let's see what's going on for you the third week of November. 7 of Cups. How funny. 7 of Cups is attributed to Venus and Scorpio. And so remember that Venus and Scorpio energy. Sevens really are all about desire. Yeah, and so is Venus. So it looks like there is going to be a lot of different things that you want. You just got to know what you want, okay? And what I was going to say something about this with that 5 of Swords, there really is, again, it's just, there is just not seeing eye to eye with some people. But again, a lot of it can just be with you having this tug of war within you. Secondly, with a partnership, there could be something there. It could even be with a company, like, I want to leave this company, or I don't know how I feel, like, what's going to happen if I do that? There's just something here. And then there can be even a sense of, like, feeling defeated. That's why you just got to go forth. You got all these great things waiting for you last week. And that, 7 of Cups, just really know what you want. Really know what you want. No smoke and mirrors. Yeah. You got to feel it in your bones when I say you got to know what you want. Last week, with Venus and the Grand Water trine now, and then Saturn going direct, you are going to feel that. You're really going to feel the last few days of November strongly because you've got Saturn going direct, you got your ruling planet Mercury going direct, you've got Venus moving into Sagittarius. Mercury Venus. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Amazing. Venus is going to try Neptune. There's so much. We'll talk about it. Okay. Let's see what's got for you the last week. Oh, of November. You're good. The week where Venus moves into Sagittarius with the Sun and Mars, yeah, you're really good. All right. So again, partnerships, relationships, contracts. There's something forming here. There's something you're searching for that's going to fulfill you emotionally. There's a lot of creative energy here too. So it could be like creative partners or this magnetism that is coming through that feels really special. And that's Venus anyway. But what I love about this, Knight of Cups is Pisces. And remember, Saturn's going direct in Pisces. That is your 10th house of career. There's something that you could be fulfilled by. It's fame too. Remember that. But you're good. You're actually really, really, really great. Again, I feel like there may be some people you might not see eye to eye with. There can be a lot of miscommunication. Remember, I did say Geminis do feel Mercury retrograde the most. So make sure you're getting all the emails, all the texts. Nothing's like misconstrued. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. It's just this. I really just want you to, here's the thing. Here's the trick. Anything that comes up from within and it just makes you feel like, I don't want to deal with this. That's what you have to deal with. That's what you have to face. And once that's out of the way, things are good. Like everything, you get everything. Gemini, thanks so much. I will see. Yes. Wait, yeah. Second spread. We will look at love. We will look at career. We will look at your biggest message of the month. Well, everything. Tier 3 members, you know where to find the link. Anyone's welcome to join. Really good and legendary members. We have so much fun. And next week, we'll go deeper in the aspects. If you like this reading, it would be great. If you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me, Gemini. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.